Fred's always been a procrastinator. In high school, he even searched for help on YouTube. All he found were TED Talks. But quirky speeches aren't solutions. Now Fred's working. He's wondering where all the days went. He joined this company with his close friend, and the close friend got a promotion. They joined at the same time, they've been working the same amount of years, pretty much in the same role. The days are getting ahead of Fred. He wonders there must be more to life than the cycle of stress and frustration. Now let's imagine Fred again. Fred again, yeah. This time, I want you to imagine Fred, but with the promotion, with the fancy car, and most importantly, with the lack of stress. See, now Fred is excited to work. This is his dream job. He is successful and he gets out of bed every day, willing to seize the day. What is different? Fred has killed his old self. Imagine one more time. One more time. We'll call this Action Fred. See, Action Fred knew he needed to make a change. Firstly, after deeply self-reflecting and meditating and journaling and figuring out all the changes that he wanted to make, he did the one thing that drives change. He took action. Action Fred realized that every time he took action, he was taking a step closer to the person that he wanted to be. And every time he would procrastinate that or do the wrong thing, he was falling back into his old self. But to truly make that change, he had to make a mental shift and kill off the old version of himself. Now, this is not anything hectic. This is just burning the bridges between the old him. He had to change. He knew he wanted to change his values, but he had to change the path backwards. He wanted to make sure there was no path backwards. See, Fred was once a gamer, and being able to map it as step towards who you want to be and step back into who you were is all he needed to understand to gamify the process. Every time he took a step towards who he wanted to be, he rewarded himself. All of this made him productive. More so, he craved more work. He was helping others with their work. He asked for more work. He then pursued hobbies with his newfound lack of stress and insane productivity. See, Fred stopped fighting himself, and instead of rewarding himself with more work, instead he rewarded himself with more work that he actually valued. Understand that you, who you currently are, must die before you can step into a new self. Before you can really live a change in your life, you have to leave behind everything in the last. If you feel like this helped or you resonate with this, give the video a little bit of a like there. But other than that, if you feel like you're going through the same process and you feel a bit like a Fred, I felt like a Fred. Fred is inspired by me. But yeah, if you feel like you want to make a change, there's a link in the description. I can definitely help. It's coming from a place where I made the same change. And yeah, man, the most important part of this entire speech that you should take away is don't underestimate the influence you have on the people around you. By making 1 or 2 small changes like this, maybe a full character 180 shift, you will indirectly influence your close circle around you. And it may not look like it in 1 month. You may be met with resistance in the 2nd month, but in the 3rd month and the 6th month and 1 year, you would have influenced everyone around you so much that you will inspire change in their lives. And there's nothing more rewarding when you see someone come to you and say that they tried the thing that you were trying, when you were trying to make the change. And they, maybe they had resistance at the beginning. That same resistance, it can be a bit tough, but when that same person comes back into your life and says, no, you inspired me, I did this, it was actually me being a bit intimidated or whatever, maybe it's not even intimidated, like there's different ways in which this comes out. And it's a beautiful journey to go through this change and see the world around you change as well. So don't underestimate your influence, and drink water.